Good morning, Balance. Happy May the 4th for all you Star Wars fans. Interesting fact, my brother a year ago and his now wife, May the 4th was on a Saturday and they got married. And they love Star Wars, but they weren't intending on it. And they definitely played the Star Wars theme song during the recessional of their ceremony, and it was great. So for any of you who are here for the first time, my name is Stephanie Johnson, and I've been with Balance for about 3 years. I've been teaching yoga at Balance for about a year. I've been teaching yoga in general since, I started teacher training in 2007, so it's been a bit. Today I will be teaching athletic yoga, so it's a little bit more of it's very similar to a vinyasa flow. It's a little bit more of a faster pace. We'll be doing some abdominal work, some of that core work to keep the body strong. I'll probably be breaking a little bit of a sweat. You'll likely be sore tomorrow. I generally am after these yoga classes, and it's great. In regards to equipment, I would recommend, as most other yoga classes, you can use a strap or a scarf of some sort to improvise. You can use a thick book, or you can use a block. I know phone books aren't really a thing, so that's not really an option around these parts anymore. But yeah, I hope quarantine is, you found a little bit of a new rhythm. I know a lot of folks are baking. I haven't quite jumped on that train yet, but it's a good time, right? Of sorts. All right, let's go ahead and head over to our mats. In regards to music, feel free to set something playing on your own, or you can borrow the Spotify playlist that I have listed for you. So we're going to come straight over to our mat. We're going to begin standing and then go to lying on our backs. So we're going to begin by interlacing our fingers. Reach those arms down, reach those arms up, shoulders by the ears, breathing in, deep breath. And exhale. And then go ahead and cross that right foot over the left. And then stretch up towards the sky and then reach over to that left side. Breathing into the right side of the body. And as you exhale, turning the body so you're facing towards the ground. Feeling that stretch migrate to the upper back. Going back to the side. And all the way up. Let go of the hands and uncross the feet. And then go ahead and interlace your fingers the other way, the way that feels a little bit strange. Reach those arms down and up. Shoulders by the ears, stretch. And then crossing that left foot over the right and stretch over to that right side. Feeling that stretch into that left side. Breath in. And then exhale. And turning and facing towards the ground. Feeling that stretch, reaching over the back. Reaching those hands to the opposite wall. Coming back to the side, all the way up, uncrossing the feet, let go of those hands, interlace those fingers, bending the knees, and just let the chest rest on the thighs, let the head drop, arms reach over, feel the stiffness of the morning and the stiffness of the week, and nod the head yes, shake the head no. Everything is sticky. Breath in, and exhale, and go ahead and let go of those arms. Hold on to the elbows, nod the head yes, shake the head no, wiggling everything out. Keeping the knees bent, hands to the ground, lowering down onto your butt. And from here, you're now going to hold on to the knees. You're going to roll onto your back and rock side to side. Then you're going to go ahead and bring those feet together, hold on to the feet, and let those knees press out to the side as you pull those feet towards the center. And you're going to bend your elbows to increase this stretch here, rounding the back, chin is tucked. And then go ahead and lowering down. Go ahead and bring those feet down to the mat. And then let those feet meet again in the middle, let those knees open out to the sides. Go ahead and reach those hands together, fingers intersect and overlap. Reach those fingers up towards the back wall. Breathe in. And as you exhale, relax the grip of the hands. Let those elbows bend. Let those shoulders relax. And start to feel your body melt into the ground. Let gravity help to open up the legs, open up the hips. Let it open up the chest and the shoulders. And just let go of the grippiness in your face. and then gripping of your feet. Take a few more breaths here to start to set your body. And I'm just going to read one quote out of my favorite article, Yoga as Self-Transformation, to help prepare you for the rest of class today and for the rest of your day. Yoga involves a balance between control and surrender, between pushing and relaxing, channeling energy and letting go, so the energy can move you. So keep that in mind throughout the day, throughout your work. But today, focusing right now on yoga, if you're feeling a little lethargic, push a little bit more, still listening to your body. If you're feeling like you just go, 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 type A, make sure you take a moment to relax and still listen to the body. All right, go ahead and reach those arms up overhead one more time and bring everything in to a tight ball, hugging the knees to the chest. You're going to straighten those legs out along the mat. You're going to roll over onto your right side. And then you're going to stretch those arms and legs back like a banana, breath in. And then you're going to exhale, bringing everything together into a tight ball. Breathing in, stretch, opening up the body. Everything into a tight ball. And rolling onto your backs. And then go ahead and lengthen out the legs and the arms and roll over onto that left side. And stretch those arms and legs back, stretch. And exhale everything in. Breathing in, stretch. And exhale everything in. And rolling onto your backs. Go ahead and use those feet to help roll you all the way up. Let's roll onto our feet into a squat. Wake up those Achilles a little bit. Joints are starting to wake up. We need to wake up our joints every morning so that the synovial fluid, the fluid that lubricates the joints, every joint in the body, it starts to be secreted when you start doing that slow motion. That's one of the important reasons why you should always warm up before every activity, because if you don't get that synovial fluid into those joints, well, they're just not going to be as lubricated and you're going to start wearing them out a little bit faster. Do that for a couple of years and you're down the road to having joints that aren't living as long as you would like. So always, always warm up slowly. Go ahead and put those hands underneath the shoulders onto all fours. So we're going to move into our cat-cow. So pressing through the palms of the hands, let the head hang, dropping the tail, rounding the back. And go ahead and move into your cow, tilt that tailbone up, gaze up. And exhale, press through those hands, head down, tail drops. Breathing out. Breathing in, opening up the spine, look up, tail up, and one more time, press to the ground, round the spine, head drops, tail drops, and breathing in, tail up, gaze up, back to all fours, and let's do our bird dog a few times. Reach that left arm out into a fist, left leg out, flexing the foot, and trying, I know I don't always do the best example, but try and keep that leg level as opposed to coming up, and reaching and stretching, and then we're going to bring ourselves into a tight ball, and breathing in, stretching, reaching forward, and exhale, and twice more, and exhale, and last one, and exhale, back to all fours. Other side, so you're going to bring that right arm out, go ahead and make a fist, and then left leg out, flexing the foot, pushing that heel into that imaginary wall behind you, stretch, and exhale everything in. Breathing in, stretch, and exhale, and again stretch, and exhale, and one more time, stretch, try to keep that leg parallel with the ground and that arm, and exhale everything in, back to all fours. Let's go ahead and move into our downward dog. We're going to tuck those toes under, pick up the knees, and push ourselves into a down dog. Rising up onto the toes, heels down, feeling the tightness of the calves and the hamstrings, pedaling out the feet. Then go ahead and reach both heels down towards the ground and feeling the hands in the mat and pushing the mat away from you, lifting the hips up towards the sky, reaching the heels towards the ground and pushing that mat away, lengthening the torso. Breath in, exhale, again breath in, and exhale, pushing the mat away from you, and one more time. And exhale. Let's go ahead and move ourselves into a plank. Just take a moment here to rock forward and back, inside to side. What do your wrists feel like today? And the other side. Circling around. You go and push yourself back to a down dog. Let's go ahead and push ourselves back into a plank and lower onto our bellies. Bring the arms forward, elbows under the shoulders, palms flat on the ground. Pulling the ground towards you, lengthening the torso. Breath in. And exhale. One more time. And as you exhale, pressing into the mat, pushing yourself into a down or into a child's pose, sitting back onto the feet, nestling into the ground. Feeling that stretch and opening in the shoulders. Breath in and exhale. One more time. And exhale. And then go ahead and move back onto all fours. From here, go ahead and tuck those toes under, pick up the knees, push yourself into a down dog. From here, we're just going to go ahead and step our feet in between our hands. No hopping just yet. We're still waking everything up. And with the knees bent, hold on to those elbows. Nod the head yes, shake the head no. Let go of the upper neck. Let go of the shoulders wiggling around. Let go of those elbows. Bend the knees and move yourself back into a seated position. Lowering onto your backs. Roll onto your backs again. From here, go ahead and bring those feet down to the mat. Try to touch the heels with those fingers and then relax the arms down. And from here, we're going to do some heel taps. So we're going to begin with our heads rested on the ground. With those hands, you're going to try to reach towards the opposite end of the room. Try to touch the walls. You feel the space open up along the neck. And then keep reaching, and that's what brings you up. And then reaching further with that right hand until it touches the heel. And then left, right, left. We'll do 20 times. This will be 5, 6. Each time trying to reach a little bit further than the time before. We're at 10. 11, working those obliques. Well, I can't really count, right? This is now 16, 18, and 20. All right, we're going to go ahead and place those hands under the head. Bring those knees to the chest. We're going to go ahead and stretch out that right leg. Bring that left knee to that. Well, you're going to attempt to bring it to that right shoulder as opposed to just bending that arm over. So try and touch that right shoulder with that left knee. Left shoulder, right knee. And again. And again, 6, we're going to do a total of 20, 10, I'm counting appropriately, 12, shoulder to the knee, 14, 16, 18, attention, 20. Lowering all the way down. Go ahead and bring those knees to the chest. Let's go ahead and roll ourselves all the way up into our boat pose. Let's find a boat pose where you want to be today. So you can hold on to those ankles. Or if you want to go ahead and straighten up those legs, you can do that. You can also challenge by letting go of the legs and straightening up if you're there today. I'm going to go ahead and keep my knees bent because it's the morning and I'm still warming myself up. Let's go ahead and lower down, lengthening the body and the legs to a long line if you can. Then coming all the way up. And then we'll do that 4 more times. Lengthening and back up. And 3, and 4, and last one, 5, all the way. There we go. Go ahead and bring those feet down to the mat, rolling up, waking up those Achilles and waking up a bit more. It's warm now. The spring has sprung. All right, let's go ahead and move ourselves into another forward fold, straightening those legs just a little bit more. Body is starting to lengthen. Holding on to those elbows one more time. Nod the head yes, shake the head no. Bringing those hands down to the mat. Go ahead and move yourself back into a down dog. Rising up onto those toes, heels down. Let's go ahead and slowly move through our vinyasa. We're going to go ahead and roll into our plank. We're going to lower into our chaturanga. Let's move into our up dog. And let's hang out here in the up dog for just a moment and make sure you're not sinking in that lower back. You have an engagement in your abdominals and your whole core. So you have control over how much movement into extension your spine gets. Swaying side to side. Go ahead and push yourself back into a down dog. Rising up onto those toes and bringing those heels down. Let's go ahead and lift up our right leg. First, keeping those hips square. Leg won't go very high. And then opening up the hips some more, flexing the foot, leg will go higher. Equal weight between the right and left palms, reaching that heel up towards the sky, and then bending the knee, trying to kick the butt, feeling the stretch in the quad as you're trying to kick your butt. Keeping equal weight in the right and left hands, pushing the mat away from you, feeling the heat begin to build in the body. Stretching that heel up towards the sky, bending the knee to the chest, and trying to keep that knee forward all the way until it comes into a lunge. And just let gravity help you lower down, opening up the front of that left hip. Find your breath in, and exhale. And let's go ahead and bring that leg back. Find yourself in a plank, and let's move through our vinyasa. All the way back to our down dog. Other side, pick up that left leg, hips square at first. See how high you can lift up the leg. And then opening up the leg some more. Heel is flexed, foot is flexed, but equal weight in the hands and the shoulders. Trying to kick your butt, bending that knee. Pushing the mat away from you, equal weight. Kicking the butt. Stretching that leg up towards the sky. Reach, reach, reach. And then knee to the chest all the way forward. Find yourself into a lunge again, let gravity wake up the hip. Trying to keep that back leg straight. Breath in, breath out. And then go ahead and find yourself into a plank. Let's go ahead and move through our vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, back into the down dog. Rising up onto the toes and heels down. Let's go ahead and move into our dolphin from here so we can feel the arms engage a little bit more, but by giving the wrists a bit of a break. So you can interlace your fingers here, forearms to the ground, very similar to down dog, but push the ground away from you so you're lengthening your head further from the floor and reaching those heels towards the mat, hips towards the sky. Let's take 3 deep breaths in here. And exhale. Breathing in. And exhale. And one more. And exhale. And then go ahead and bring yourself back onto your hands into your down dog. And let's move through the vinyasa. Plank, chaturanga, up dog, back into your down dog. From here, let's go ahead and pick up that right leg, picking it up as high as you can, reaching towards the sky. Again, trying to kick the butt. Quads are beginning to open up, stretching that leg up towards the sky. Knee to the chest. Let's find ourselves into our warrior one. So in our warrior one, we want to make sure our shoulders and our hips are square with the front. Toes pointed forward, knees tracking straight ahead. Back leg is turned out about 45 degrees so the full heel and the full foot can be on the ground. And bringing your arms up, sinking down into this pose, facing forward. As you sink down, try to be aware that you're not letting your belly out and your ribs come out. Try to keep them contained. You still have engagement in your abdominals and your core and in your back. Bringing those hands together and gaze up. Then reach those arms forward. Find yourself into a plank. And let's go ahead and move through our vinyasa. Up dog and back to the down dog. Let's go ahead and pick up that other leg, that left leg, heel up towards the sky. Trying to kick your butt, equal weight in the hands, but kicking the butt, opening up the back of the legs, straightening that leg up towards the sky, knee to the chest all the way forward. Warrior one. And going through that checklist, knee and toes straight ahead, back leg about 45 degrees, shoulders square to the front, and ribs controlled. Go ahead and bring those hands together and gaze up, breath in, and then reaching all the way forward. Find yourself into a nice plank, and then from here we'll move through our vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, back into the down dog.
Rising up onto the toes, heels down. Let's go ahead and roll into our plank. Let's hold here for 5 breaths. Breath in. Exhale twice as long. Breath in. Exhale twice as long. And again. Twice more. Let's move through our vinyasa from here. Chaturanga, up dog, back to our down dog. Let's go ahead and walk our hands back to our feet. And let's bend our knees and place the palms of our hands under the palms of the feet. Moving into our gorilla to help open up the shoulders, open up the back of the legs. So you can have your knees bent slightly here if you'd like. If your legs are still feeling a little tight, you're just going to pull yourself down. Tuck the chin under and bend your elbows, bend your biceps, pulling all the way down. Take a breath in and exhale. And one more. And exhale. Okay, take those hands out from under the feet and walk yourself back out to a down dog. Got more core work in us. All right, we're gonna go ahead and lift that left leg up. You can point those toes up towards the sky as high as you can. You're gonna bend that knee forward until it touches both the same leg. So did I say left leg? Well, if you're doing the left leg, do the left leg, right leg, right leg. So it's gonna be the same elbow as knee to begin. Leg comes up, opposite elbow as knee. Leg up, same elbow as knee, and opposite. And we'll do that one more time. And then leg will be high or come to a down dog as you go into your plank, chaturanga, up dog, back into your down dog. And now lift the other leg that you didn't raise up. I'm not sure which one I mentioned before. Reach up towards the sky, then bend the knee to the chest, and that same leg, same elbow, touch. Leg high, opposite elbow as the leg, touch. Leg high, same, and then opposite, and then same, and opposite. Leg high or down dog as you move into your plank, chaturanga, up dog, back into your down dog. Breath in, exhale, pushing the mat away, heels towards the mat. Now let's go ahead and move into our plank. Let's move into our all fours. We're gonna go ahead and thread the needle here. So we're gonna go ahead and begin with our right arm. We're gonna reach it up towards the sky, open up that torso to start, and then thread the needle through. Thread that right arm through that left hand and left knee, reaching until the head and shoulder rest on the mat. Gazing up, pressing into that left palm. A few choices here. You can reach that arm up overhead, lengthening the torso, walking that hand out. You also have the choice of a half bind, where that left arm comes up and reaches behind the back for the opposite leg. And finding your breath. And then release out of here and coming back onto all fours. We're going to do the other side. So go ahead and lift that left arm up, reaching high, and then threading the needle through that right hand and right knee, reaching till the head and shoulder rest. Pressing into that right palm, gazing up. And then you can reach that right hand overhead, keeping it straight, feeling the stretch in the body. You also have a choice of moving into a half bind where that right arm will come up and reach behind you towards the leg. Finding your breath. And then releasing out of this, coming back to all fours. Let's go ahead and tuck those toes under, pick up the knees, and push yourselves back to a down dog. From here, let's go ahead and bend the knees and step our hop between the hands into a forward fold. Hold on to those elbows, nod the head yes, shake the head no. Wiggle out the body. Let go of the neck, let go of the elbows, bending the knees, rolling all the way up to standing. And then shake it all the way out. And fix your clothes if you need to. Coming to the front of your mat, we're going to move through our sun salutations. And I'll move through, as we do every week, guided with breath. All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring our feet into parallel, feeling equal weight in both feet. And we're going to bring our hands to our heart. And we're going to feel our neutral. So we're going to press our feet into the ground, pushing the mat away from you. As you push the mat, as you push the earth down, really, really try to push the earth down. Feel yourself lengthen through the spine. You'll feel the core engage. The shoulders will drop away. Pressing down, feeling the length. We'll go ahead and move through our sun salutations with breath, starting with a breath in. And exhale, breathe in, arms up, and exhale, hands to the heart, breathe in, arms up, and exhale, forward fold all the way down. Inhale, gaze up halfway, and exhale down. On the next inhale, pick up that right leg and move it behind you into a lunge. Exhale into your down dog, breathing in, up dog, exhale, down dog. Breathe in, right leg, forward lunge. Exhale, forward fold. Tucking the chin, breathe in, arms up. Exhale, hands to heart. Feet in parallel, pressing the ground away from you, lengthening through the spine. Breath in. Exhale, breathe in up, into the heart. Breathe in up. And exhale, forward fold. Tucking the chin, breathing in, up halfway. Exhale all the way down, tucking the chin, breathing in, pick up that left leg, move it behind you into a lunge. Exhale into a down dog, breathing in, up dog. Exhale, down dog, breathing in, left leg, forward lunge. Exhale, forward fold, tucking the chin, breathe in, arms up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Breath in, we'll go a little bit faster on either side. These sun salutations. Breath in, exhale, breathe in up into the heart, building the heat, breathe in up again, exhale, forward fold. Breathe in up halfway, and exhale down, tugging the chin. Inhale, pick up that left leg behind you, lunge, exhale, down dog, breathe in, up dog, exhale, down dog, breathe in, right leg, forward lunge, exhale, forward fold, breathe in, arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Breath in. Exhale, breathe in up, reaching up. Exhale, pushing the ground away from you, breathing up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway up. And exhale, down, tucking the chin. Inhale, pick up that left leg, lunge behind you. Exhale, down dog. Breathe in, up dog. And exhale, down dog. Breathe in, left leg forward, lunge. Exhale, forward fold, breathe in up. And exhale, hands to the heart. I'm going to have to move my hair into a braid so I don't pull my hair down every time I get it stuck in my armpit. Okay, hands to the heart, pressing the feet away from you, lengthening through the spine. Bring those arms down to your sides. Go ahead and bring the chin to the chest. And start to feel the curve and flexion of the vertebra. We're going to start rolling down all the way, feeling that now moving through the back into the hamstrings, back of the calves, all the way down. Hold on to those elbows, nod the head yes, shake the head no, breath in. And exhale. And then let go of those elbows. Go ahead and bring those feet together so that they're parallel and touching, and we're going to go ahead and move into our chair. And so an option here, as you move into your chair, if you want to have your feet apart, you can always pick your book or your block. You can put it between your thighs like this, and your feet will be the same distance as the block here, and then you can move into your chair from there. And for some folks, that feels a little better. Or you can try it if you haven't tried this before. You can do that, or bring those feet together, and knees touch, reaching up. Then bring the hands to the heart. Go ahead and rotate to the right elbow, left elbow to the knee into your twist. And then release into your forward fold, tucking the chin. And again, moving into your chair, bending the knees, using that block. If you would like to use it today, reaching forward. One more breath, hands to the heart. And go ahead and turn the other way. Left or right elbow to that left side. Then release, moving yourself back to a forward fold, tucking the chin under. From here, you're going to step or hop into plank. And let's move through our vinyasa. Up dog and back to the down dog. Rising up onto those toes and heels back down. Let's go ahead and lift our right leg up, heel towards the sky, opening up the hip, bending the knee, kicking the butt, but again, equal weight, left and right hands. Pushing the mat away from you. Stretching that leg up towards the sky, stretch, stretch, knee to the chest, and trying to keep that knee to the chest the whole time. Try not to move that leg out, to bring it all the way forward. I'm still working on that. Go ahead and bring yourself into a lunge, to your high lunge. Arms up, hands together, gaze up, all the way forward. Find yourself into a plank. Let's move through the vinyasa. Back to the down dog. Other leg, left leg up, as high as you can, heel flexed, equal weight right and left hands. Trying to kick the butt, pushing the mat away from you. Reaching that leg high, heel towards the sky, knee to the chest. Again, trying to keep it, that knee forward as opposed to having it come out. And all the way forward. And go ahead and bring your arms up, high lunge. Stretching down, lengthening into that hip. And then all the way forward into your plank. Let's move through the vinyasa. Back into your down dog. Rising up onto the toes, heels down. Then walk the hands slowly back to your feet. Back to your forward fold. Remembering to release and to relax and let the head drop. Go ahead and bend the knees. You're going to wrap your hands behind your legs. And then from here, you're going to go ahead and try to straighten your legs. Tuck the chin and just feel that stretch around the upper back. Breath in. And exhale. And bending the knees slightly, taking the hands out from behind you. Go ahead and walk the hands back out into your downward facing dog. Rising up onto those toes and heels down. Go ahead and lift that left leg up as high as you can, opening up the hip. You can point the toes or flex, whichever. Go ahead and then bend the knee to the chest, all the way forward into your warrior one. Go ahead and bring your arms up, back into your warrior one, back leg turned out about 45 degrees. Shoulders square with the front of the room, sinking down. Open out to your warrior two, opening up the chest. Back leg turns out a little bit further. Reaching those fingertips long, but relax the shoulders down. Keeping the space soft around the neck here. Let's go ahead and move into a reverse warrior up, turning that front hand, reaching up and behind you. And breath in. Exhale. And one more. And as you exhale, back into your warrior two. Straightening that front leg. Let's move into our triangle. You're going to shift the hips back, reaching forward. Woo. Slippery mat and moving into your triangle. Keeping your shoulders stacked here. Make sure you're not looking towards the ground, but straight to the side. You can use your block here and hold on to it if you'd like. Option of a half bind, top arm bends and moves behind you. And then go ahead and move into your extended angle. Bending your top knee, your front knee, long left side from the fingertips to the heel. And again, make sure that chest is open and you're facing the side. If you can see the floor, if you're facing towards the floor, even slightly, you're doing it slightly incorrectly. Go ahead and bring yourself to the side, reaching over to the side with the option of bringing up that bottom arm Or moving into that bind, top arm bends behind you, right arm underneath until the hands meet, opening up the shoulders. Breath in. And then release out of this. Let's move into a lunge facing forward, lowering that knee down to the mat. Right arm on the inside of that leg. And maybe staying here. Yoga is a balance between control and surrender. Between pushing and releasing. And staying here or moving down to one elbow or both or moving onto a block. What feels sticky today? The body is a brand new body every single day. And so it's never going to be 100% the same. And you want to listen to it and see what it needs. And then let's move into our pigeon. So we're going to bend that right leg in a little bit more, lengthening that left leg behind you, squaring the body off to the front of the room, and then let ourselves move forward. And it might be a really good stretch just to keep your hands like this. You don't need to let your body rest on the ground. If you feel a good stretch in the leg here, you don't need to go for what the image looks like with the person flat as a pancake. Go with where the body's getting the stretch that it's looking for. And again, of course, you always have the option of putting that block underneath the butt to lift you up. I sometimes give myself a little bit of a stressor to, like right now, turning towards the right. That helps to increase a little bit more of the stretch here. And that does more for me than just lying down. So there might be a subtle variation that works best for you and your body specifically. And that's the one you should be doing. Okay, and coming up out of this, both palms flat on the mat. Let's work ourselves into a nice strong plank. And let's now move through our vinyasa. Chaturanga, up dog, back into your down dog. Rise up onto those toes and heels down. Let's open up and move into the other side. So we're going to go ahead and lift that left leg towards the sky. You can flex the foot or keep it pointed. Equal weight, right, left hands. Reach, knee to the chest all the way forward. Let's move into a warrior one. Body square to the front, facing forward. And then let's move into a warrior two. Back leg turns out a little bit more. Reaching those arms apart, relaxing the shoulders. Space is soft around the neck. And up, turning that front hand, moving up and behind you into a reverse warrior. And breath in and exhale. And one more time. And exhale. And back into your warrior two. Sinking down a little bit more if you can. Really stretching those fingers long and then straightening that front leg. Maybe bringing that back leg in a little bit. Moving into your triangle. Hip shift back, reaching forward with the arms. Windmill those arms. Find your body in that narrow corridor with the option of the half bind where that top arm bends behind you and reaches for that back leg. Gazing up. And then on the next breath, moving into our extended angle, bending that left knee and that left elbow goes on the knee. Long right side from those fingertips down to those toes and the heels. And again, keep the body facing the side, keeping everything lateral and long. And you have your options here of staying here, picking up that bottom arm, so your long line here, or moving into your bind where that top arm bends behind you, and that left arm reaches underneath until those hands meet. Bringing your gaze up still to open up the shoulders. And breath in. And exhale. And then release out of this. Let's move into our lunge, lowering that right knee down to the mat. Left arm on the inside of that leg. And move around here first. What do your hips tell you? Your knees, your ankles. Maybe you want to stay here. Maybe you want to just lower onto a block. I'm gonna lower down to my elbow. This feels right for me today. What feels right for you? Breathe. And work with your body. And let's come up, let's move into our pigeon, letting that right or that left leg move in. And then squaring your body off, keeping that right leg long behind you. Trying to square the body off with the front. And taking that block and putting it underneath you to lift you up if you're feeling too much torquing in the knee. And then from here, start to move forward. Maybe you'll stand on your hands. For me, on this side, I feel like I can come down a little bit. So for me, I have my right forearm down, but I have my left hand in the ground, and I'm giving myself a slight twist and pulling myself further. But this is going to do me more good than trying to give the image of going on the floor, at least for today. And breathing into this. And breath in. And exhale. And one more. And exhale. Let's go ahead and come up out of this. Palms flat on the mat. Let's work ourselves into a nice strong plank. Okay? And now let's move through our vinyasa. Up dog, back to your down dog. Rise up onto those toes, heels down. Let's move into our plank. Let's go ahead and move down into our chaturanga, but hold. Hovering above the ground. And push back up. And back down. And let's move into an up dog. And back into the down dog. Rising up onto those toes and heels down. Go ahead and lift that right leg up, toes pointed. Flexing the feet, flexing the foot, kicking your butt. Push the ground away from you. Reach that standing heel down towards the mat. Then reach that lengthened leg, that right leg up. Knee to the chest all the way forward. Let's work into our warrior one. And then from here, let's straighten that front leg. Back leg comes in closer. We're gonna go ahead and move into our reverse prayer, right? Or you can hold on to those elbows. So reverse prayer or elbows. Front leg, right leg parallel, back leg turned out slightly, shoulders square with the front of the room. Hips square, and you're gonna hinge forward. And when your hamstrings limit you from going further, then you start to round the back. Let the head drop, chin tucks. Finding your breath. Releasing those arms down to the mat. Go ahead and lengthen that back leg long behind you. Go ahead and bring the hands to the heart into your high lunge. We're going to go ahead and revolve this. So go ahead and bring that left elbow to the knee. Hands to the heart. Opening up the body. Opening up those arms. And then go ahead and bring yourself back into a nice strong plank. Let's go ahead and move down to the chaturanga. And go back to the push-up. And chaturanga. And back to the push-up. And chaturanga, up dog. Back to the down dog. Now let's lift the other leg, left leg, pointed and then flexed. Reaching up, kicking the butt. Equal weight, right, left hands, pushing the ground away from you. Push, push, push. Kicking the butt, reach that leg up towards the sky. Knee to the chest all the way forward. Let's work into our warrior one. And sinking down here. And then bringing that back leg in, closer. Arms down, reverse prayer or holding on to those elbows. Square the shoulders and the hips to the front of the room. Front leg straight and parallel, back leg turned out. And then keeping the back straight as a board as you hinge forward at the hips. And then your hamstrings lock out, right? Because they get too tight. Then you can round the back all the way down, tucking the chin. Finding your breath. And go ahead and release those arms down. Let's go ahead and lengthen that right leg behind you. Let's work ourselves into another high lunge. We bring the hands to the heart. Let's go ahead and revolve over to the left, bringing that right elbow onto the knee, hands at the heart. And then opening up those arms. And then releasing everything down. Find yourself into a nice strong plank. Let's go ahead and move through the vinyasa. Up dog and back into the down dog. Rising up onto the toes, heels down. Lengthening that right leg up. Toes pointed towards the sky. Equal weight right and left hands. You're going to go ahead and bring the knee to the chest. All the way forward, warrior one again. And then from here, straightening that front leg and then turning towards the left so that you're in a straddle position. Feet are parallel, toes pointed straight ahead. Go ahead and bring the hands to the hips. And from here, you're gonna hinge at the hips all the way down until you're in your forward fold. You can bring your hands down to the mat. With the hands on the mat, if your hands don't reach the mat, you can use the block. Or you can widen the feet, and then you're going to push the mat, push everything away from you, tucking the chin, with the option of then reaching those hands behind you and using those fingers as little inchworms to try to pull you down, pull you further, and breath in, and exhale, and one more, and exhale. And then go ahead and walk over to your right side. Hugging the leg. And then walking over to the left side, hugging the leg. Back to the center. Reaching those arms through or just pushing the ground away from you. Increase in the stretch. Bring the hands to the hips. Come all the way up. Turn and face towards the front. You're going to go ahead and lower into a high lunge, but this time with the arms up. Keeping control of the ribs here, hands together, arms all the way forward. Let's find ourselves into a plank. And I think we skipped the push-ups on the other side, so we're going to do them here, or in the previous exercise. So we're going to lower to a chaturanga, and push up, and chaturanga, and push up, and chaturanga, up dog, back to your down dog. And then reaching that other leg up. Toes pointed towards the sky. Equal weight right and left sides of the hands. Knee to the chest all the way forward. And warrior one. And then from here, go ahead and straighten that front leg. And then turning into the right. Hands to the hips. And from here, we're going to go ahead and hinge at the hips all the way down. Whee! All right, until the head drops, arms come down. And again, you can use the block here, or just put those hands on the ground and let yourself drop, pushing the ground away from you, or reaching those hands behind you. You can keep the elbows straight, or you can try to bend them. Fingers are like suction cups, so you can brace into the ground, deep in the fold, and breath in. And exhale, and again, and exhale. Okay, now let's go ahead and bend that right knee slowly, moving into a side lunge. Wake up those adductors. And that straight leg, that foot can roll up and come back down. Slowly move over to that left side. Heel comes up and down. Over to the other side, being nice to the body, and again. All right, one more time, forward fold straddle. Go ahead and bring the hands to the hips, come all the way up. So we'll turn towards the front, move into a high lunge, arms up, controlling the ribs, gaze up, and then go ahead and let's move into our plank. And we'll skip the push-ups on this side, or maybe we won't. Let's go ahead and do them again. Let's go into a chaturanga, and push up, and again, hover, and push up, And then move through the vinyasa. Back to your down dog. Rising up onto those toes and heels down. Let's go for the fun part of class where we flip our dog. Let's go ahead and reach our right leg up. Leg high, foot flexed, open the hip, kicking the butt. Equal weight first, right and left hands, pushing the mat away from you. And then you're gonna point the toes. You're gonna reach behind you. Try to keep it controlled until your dog is flipped. Open up the chest, breath in. And then as you exhale, you're gonna reach towards the opposite end of the mat. And as you reach, that leg goes high. Everything's controlled. You bend the knee to the chest, here through to the other side. You can open up the chest some more. Gaze behind you, hello. And back around. And then leg high or down dog as you then move through your vinyasa. Back to your down dog. And then other leg. Left leg up, heel flex, bending the knee, kicking the butt, equal weight, right, left side. Pushing the mat away from you and pointing the toes, reaching behind you into your wheel. Open up the body into your wheel and back around. Reach towards the opposite corner. Leg high, knee to the chest, and then moves through. Open up the body. Breath in and back around. Leg high or down dog as you then move through the vinyasa. Back to your down dog, and then move into your plank, and then lower onto your belly. Fixing your clothes if you need to. One cheek to the mat, bending the knees, feet go side to side. Windshield wiper, relax, and turns and faces the other way. Lengthen those feet out along the ground, chin to the mat, arms to your sides. And then with those fingertips, reach and try to touch the back end of the room so the space opens up around the shoulders. And as you reach towards the back of the room, so do the toes, and everything comes up. And back down and reset. And again, reaching, moving our spines into extension. They never get enough of this throughout the day because we're always flexed in our computer position. And back down and reset. And again, reach, 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 and then down. Hands under the shoulders, push ourselves back into a child's pose. Ooh, feels nice, nestling down between the knees, pushing the mat away from you. Breath in, exhale. How are we on time? Class is soon ending. Let's go ahead and roll ourselves all the way up. Let's go ahead and move into our seated forward fold. See what our hamstrings feel like today at the end of class. I promise you mine feel different every class. Sometimes they're loosey-goosey, sometimes they're stiff as a board. Go ahead and reach those arms up. Try to touch the ceiling. And then go ahead and reach forward, making the longest arc with the hands all the way until they hold on to the ankles. Push yourself or pull yourself down and tuck the chin under. If you have your feet flexed and your chin is tucked, you will maximize the stretching of the posterior chain. If it's too much, you can always point the toes, but you won't be getting as much of a stretch on this end of the lower calf area of the posterior chain. All right, and then coming back up here, let's go ahead and pick up our right leg, hold on to our foot, or go ahead and put that foot in the left elbow crease, hugging it to the chest. Pushing that foot into the elbow, elbow into the foot. Just wake up this hip, make sure it's getting enough attention and warmth today. Let that foot cross over, hugging the knee to the chest. Lengthening through your spine as you do this, and you can point that lengthened leg, reaching that right hand behind you, moving into a twist. And then release out of this, foot on the inside, and then lengthen forward into a single leg forward fold. can also flex the foot to work on that posterior chain. Tucking the chin. Coming all the way up. Let's switch sides. Let's pick up that left leg, and you can hold on to the foot or put it into the elbow, hugging it to your chest, pushing that foot into the elbow or elbow into the foot, opening up the hip here. And then letting that foot cross over, hugging the knee to the chest, lengthen the spine. Pressing that left hand behind you, lengthening the spine. You can point that front foot. Releasing out of this foot on the inside. We're going to go ahead and move into our single leg forward fold. So you may want to flex this foot again. Now you sometimes just like to assist the foot to help maximize the lengthening behind the leg. Tucking the chin. Coming all the way up. Go ahead and bring those knees to the chest. Scooch forward a little bit if you need. And then roll onto your backs, rocking side to side. Go ahead and grab your strap or your scarf if you don't have it near you. Okay. And from here, you're going to go ahead and put that strap or scarf behind the left foot. Lengthen. Did I say left foot? Do pick a foot. My right and left are all over the place today. And the leg with the strap, go ahead and start to bring it to you. Breath in. Exhale. What does the tightness lead you to think today? How's your knee doing? And then opening that leg out to the side. Breath in. Exhale. And then cross over to the other side. The knee can bend if you want. Gaze out to the opposite side. Nice twist. And let the body relax. Rolling onto your backs. Go ahead and place the strap underneath the other foot. The one you haven't done yet. And the leg that's just been stretched. Lengthen it along the floor. And start to pull the foot towards you. Opening up the back of this leg. Trying to straighten the knee. But even if it doesn't straighten, if you're still getting a stretch here, you're still helping yourself. And that's great. Continue with that. And then go ahead and open that leg out to the side. And breath in. And then go ahead and let that leg cross over to the other side. Knee can be bent, gaze out to the opposite side. And then go ahead and roll onto your backs, hugging both knees to the chest, strap to the side. Then go ahead and bring those feet down to the mat and have the feet long. Feet are mat width apart. Go ahead and place the hands under the head. Give your neck a gentle distraction. Let the head rest. Arms to the sides, palms up. And just take a breath in. And as you exhale, let your body sink down into the mat. You can wiggle your whole body to see if you can let it nestle down. Let go of anything it's still gripping into. Breath in as you exhale. Feel the points of contact your body makes with the ground and see if you can make those contacts softer and heavier. And with every inhale, feel the belly rise. You can place your hands on your belly if you want. And then exhale. And take a few more moments breathing in, breathing out. And I'll read you one more awesome quote. Continuing with your breath.
Resisting aging is actually resisting transformation and growth. Paradoxically, the resistance to aging, which includes holding on to old, inappropriate ways of living, exacerbates the very aging process you fear. Continuing on with your breath. And then go ahead and start to turn your head side to side, wiggling your fingers and your toes. And then go ahead and roll over on the next breath to one side, breathing in. And exhale. And then pushing yourself up to a seated position. Any position you'd like. Bringing your hands to your heart. And honoring your body for all the movement it gave you today, all the movement it gave you this weekend, and everything it'll give you this week. Namaste. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful May the 4th and a wonderful week. It's beautiful out. The thunderstorms last night were crazy. They probably startled you maybe as much as they did me. It was awesome. So any questions or suggestions, comments, go ahead and leave them in the field. I will be here every Monday, 7:45 to 8:45. Looking forward to seeing you next week. Bye, guys.